Καλησπέρα σας. swimbygrand.gr Live Stories. Ο Γιάννης Κατοπόδης θα μας παρουσιάσει τον απόψινό καλεσμένο. Γιάννη, καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα Κωνσταντίνε. Σήμερα έχουμε live story globally και πρέπει να μιλήσουμε στα αγγλικά για να καλωσορίσουμε και τον σημερινό μας καλεσμένο. Welcome Richard. It's our pleasure and our honor having you joining us in our team. Richard, welcome to Swimbygrand Live Stories. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. The weather is good here in the Netherlands, maybe not as good as it is in Greece, but yeah, I'm happy to be able to do this, and thank you for inviting me.
It's our pleasure, and let me tell to our friends and our triathletes that we are from your office in Almere, Netherlands, Holland, so we're connecting via Athens, and actually it's our pleasure and our honor, because it's the first time that one of the Challenge Family executives and moreover board of members of Challenge Family is talking to, let's say, it's participating in an open story with Greek media. So for us, it's double pleasure and double honor having such a great chance talking with you. So, Richard, as a global director and promoted as a board of members in Challenge Family since the beginning of the year, I guess that you never imagined such a beginning. I mean, pandemic and COVID year, Corona year, let's say, with a lot of races postponing or cancellating, but let's not starting with something negative. Let's start with something positive. And the positive is the motto of Challenge Family, that is all about the athlete. It's very successful state of life, I think.
Yeah, that is what we cling on to. That is our tagline. All about the athlete is what we feel, and what we experience in everyday life. With Challenge Family, we have a kind of a model where we always have a local race director who's organizing the event, who's always in touch with local athletes, with local stakeholders like the community and the municipality, but partners, volunteers. And that is really important. And getting to know the local athletes, getting to know the local circumstances, that's important. So we really rely on that input from our local race directors, that they tell us what athletes feel, that we translate that into a global perspective. And with all our race directors, we work together to deliver the best races we can.
Richard, you mentioned before that you have taken serious consideration of the feedback that you take from your local race directors and the feedback from your athletes. And I guess that your reactions are very, very fast and very quickly and very up to the point, let me say.
Yeah, because I think the way we're structured with so many local routes, we hear quickly what is happening. We get the feeling from the athletes. We are, in most cases, I think in almost all cases, we are athletes ourselves, and the race directors themselves are athletes. So they feel they have a lot of touch with the athletes. So if they hear something what's a concern, they can immediately reply to that. They give it back to us as headquarters, so we can use that globally and extrapolate that and take it to the next level. And it's really a lot of sharing best practices in that way. And it's also, before the races, but it's during the races, and it's afterwards, where we have a big survey we always send out, and we ask a lot of feedback. And we always evaluate that throughout the year to improve the next year's races, to make it even better.
Let's go back to the February. The year started with some successful events like Challenge Wanaka in New Zealand and some others worldwide. But the March, the problems come with the famous Corona and COVID virus. It was also a nice event, supposed to take place end of May in Samorin, the championship, with all these great athletes participating in collaboration with PTO. Things and plans change immediately, and talking as an athlete, with a very fair approach towards the athlete. You give some, how can I say, the right to respond to the athletes about totally refund the money of the slot or transferring the slot in a specific races or the year after, and so on, so on. I want your comment about this because we saw in social media in most races of Challenge Family, especially in road, when the statement of the local organizers were about the event cancellation. All people who are emotionally supported these decisions and the policy about refunding money or whatever. Some comments about this.
Yeah, yes, it's difficult times. I think as for athletes, in order to train, to stay healthy, to do whatever you want, and that's an important part as well for athletes to be reliant on their own income. It can be difficult for them to keep jobs in this period. So we received a lot of feedback from those athletes about worries that they have, that they shared with us as races and race directors. And we said, well, for us as an organizer as well, it's difficult. We cannot always refund everything. Some payments have been done. We know that's a difficult situation, but we always want to look for the best solution. And that can differ per country. But in most cases, we really want to refund what we can refund. Ask solidarity if needed, if athletes want to share that with us. And that's also, of course, a possibility. We want to offer another race even later in the year or next year, because we want to deliver the best solution for the athletes. In not all cases, I have to admit, and that's difficult. It's not always possible to refund 100%, but we do our best to meet the requests of the athletes as much as we can, because they are looking for the best way to solve this, and we are not here to earn millions and millions of dollars of them. We want them happy and want them to come out of this crisis in a good way, and then we'll be there to organize races for them. That's the most important part.
The results are that athletes were the commitment of triathlon community was, let's say, dedicated to Challenge Family races globally, I could say. And not only the commitment, the loyalty, because I guess nobody canceled the slot or postponed his or her participation in the near future. They were committed in the specific race that they initially choose to participate. Let's go back to the championship of Samorin, because also we have some Greek participations, and you moved this event in August. Do you think that this event will successfully take place in August, or you are some worries about this? About things are, nobody knows what happens after the second half of the year with the corona.
Yeah. Yes, that's the difficult part. It is difficult to predict. I think it was just 3-4 months ago we had no idea what the impact was of the virus and what would happen. And now we're talking about the period in 3 or 4 months. That is difficult. So what we said when we postponed the championship from its May date to August 16, we said we do that as a feeling of hope, that we hope that there are better times, that there is a better opportunity, and that everything will be better or hopefully restored by August, that we can have a triathlon festival as we have in summer in the championship. And we wanted to aim for that. We feel that people are looking to go out and to train and to race. So with that positive hope in front of people, we think that is the best way to do. And we also said we will not let it go regardless. We set a deadline to check on May 31st to make a final decision on that. So also to give clarity way in time, not just 30 days, but almost 2.5 months before the event. We want to be clear it's either going on or it is not, and we make a decision then, and then we stick with that. So, yeah.
Let's say in European community, you have a great event in Almere in the coming September. I'm talking about ITU championship, and you are the organizer. Huh?
Yeah, correct. The week of September 4 until September 12, we have the Multisport World Championship taking place in Amsterdam. First time collaboration between the ITU and Challenge family. So also there an important milestone for us. And of course, again, it's difficult to say what's happening. We know that there are athletes training for this, also struggling sometimes with training. There are travel uh, possibilities or impossibilities maybe, and we're weighing what possibilities there are. And yeah, that's in close contact with the ITU, with all the stakeholders in the city, because it's a whole week. Yeah, we will only want to organize it if it's possible, if it's healthy, of course, and we won't push it if it's not possible.
Hope everything should be fine, and finally we have such a great event as initially planned. And Almere is an historical event. Like 1991 was the first inaugural event in long distance there, so it's one of the top 4 long distance events worldwide, after Kona, after Ironman New Zealand, before Road. So it's an historical race event.
Yeah, it would have been our 40th anniversary. It's 1981 actually that we are around. So it's an amazing history that we would love to celebrate this year. So in any case, we definitely want to make a special year out of it, whatever happens. And we have that history and the tradition. We will keep organizing the race for the years to come. So if it's not possible this year, we'll do it another year.
Richard, let's go again back to the championship, because we have, let's say, a dream team of global triathletes participating in the Samorin in May, then in August. But we have also some recently news about Daytona event in the end of the year, again with PTO. How can I say, cooperation? Some more details about this event?
Yeah, we just last week announced that we will host the PTO World Championship on the middle distance, which is at Challenge Daytona, which is a unique combination as well. The pro triathletes just pretty recently, just end of last year, they combined forces in the professional triathlon organization. And yeah, they were looking for a way to, in this Corona crisis as well, to look for a race, a possibility. And with Challenge Daytona, which is taking place in December, it's our last race in the calendar of this year, where we think it might be possible to organize a race. Also with the venue, the course that is laid out, it will be all inside the Daytona International Speedway that people might know from the NASCAR Daytona 500, for instance. So that's a very important venue where we will be able to control as much as we can, and would likely see a possibility to have a big race there.
Perfect. Richard, we have about 200 more athletes per year, Greek triathletes per year, that traveling abroad to race in several international races. Give me, let's say, one reason to choose one of your Challenge family races.
Well, what we think is very unique to us is that we always bring a local flavor. It will not be the same finish line everywhere. It will not be the same cheerleaders. It will not be the same atmosphere at all the races. There's also always a local touch. We bring a local carbo loading party, local setup of the venue, bring in the local tradition, and you'll see what we feel a better connection with local community and volunteers than in other cases, where we definitely feel that you feel part of the whole event instead of just a participant.
Richard, last but not least, you are coming from IT, let's say, environment. Correct if I'm wrong. So yeah. Your IT feedback and new technologies, how you can how we can say that from now on, new technologies can take place in triathlon races and so on.
Yeah, we saw, of course, now with the virus, we saw a really change in the virtual training, the Swift competitions, the online platforms that are offering those kind of trainings, and that might be something that we will see that stays after this. During colder times, people might, in that case, be able to have events in that way in order to keep racing and keep training, even if it's not possible. Definitely, that's one of the changes coming from this crisis.
Even now, even nowadays, most of the events have live coverages and a lot of technologies coming back. Athletes, do you think that they need more emotional and more local color, as you said before, than everything is, how can I say, well organized and everything is under control technologically and whatever? I mean, do you think that nowadays people needs more the personal involved during the race time and the race period?
Yeah, for sure. I think the personal connection is definitely something that athletes are searching for. It's not just having a race; it's part of a whole process that the athletes went through. It's training for it. It's making time away from family to be able to train and to be able to reach that goal of reaching the finish line that you set as a goal, celebrating that with everyone's there and your loved ones as a kind of give back. So that emotion, those stories are very important, and they will have a big place in a lot of live streams as it should. Yeah.
Richard, my last question is, I'm pretty sure that most of your friends and most of your athletes that are having the chance to contact with you are asking every day, all of the day, all daytime, what about the future? What about the races? If any races will cancel or postponed? Everybody needs a feedback from you. What is your, let's say, overall response about what's happening the rest 2020?
Oh, yeah, that's difficult. I'm not a epidemiologist, or I don't know much about the virus or how it happens. So I have to rely on what I hear and or what I see. And what we do see is a lot of positive news the last week, with countries lowering restrictions, opening up, lower cases. It seems to be getting into control. But we also know, and we're honest in that, of course, that mass participation events, and triathlon is a big one of them, of course, will be difficult to organize. And so it may be that we need to change the way a triathlon is run. We need to be careful for the social distancing, hygiene regulations, working very hard with all our race directors on what we can do on those. Because we definitely feel there's a lot of need for events as well, to feel that everything's back to normal, that you can still be healthy in that way, and keep continuing to meet the goals that every athlete set for itself. So yeah, to say honestly, from this moment on, or what any moment on, we will still have races. That would be difficult to predict, but we are clinging on hope, and we will do from our side everything possible to make sure that we can have events back on the calendar as soon as we're allowed to.
Richard, what is your favorite race in Challenge family?
Oh, yeah.
Or it's not easy to say.
That's a difficult one. Every race has its own pros
A unique feeling.
And unique feeling. That's true, and that makes it difficult to compare. Personally, I like the races that offer a lot more than only the big triathlon race. So I think the races that have a great expo layout, the great side events for the whole family with kids races, women runs, other events in the whole week or weekend. That those are always my favorite because it's so much more than just people doing a triathlon. It's really the lifestyle, the feeling of healthy people coming together, celebrating the sport. Yeah, that makes it always very good, and yeah, very very interesting to go there.
Richard, thank you so much having you with us. It was really great pleasure to talk with you, and it's also an honor for us to be for the very first time a board member of Challenge Family in a Greek media. So we have double honor, and as I mentioned before in the beginning of our discussion, double honor and double pleasure having you with us today. And for sure, it will be really pleasure to have you in the near future with more positive news about more races, no postpones, no cancellations, and to be also to be with you in such some of the future events like championship in Samorin or whatever. So stay safe, keep in touch, and have a nice day. The rest of the day.
Thank you for having me, and looking forward to seeing you around, you and all the other Greek athletes around at any of our events.
Perfect. See you.
Bye bye.